If you're measuring your life by what the world calls on time, you're always going to feel behind that because the world runs on a clock that was never set by God. Moses was 80 when God called him to lead. David was anointed as a boy but waited years, through exile, betrayal, and isolation before he became king. Even Jesus lived in quiet obedience for 30 years before stepping into his ministry. There's something about our Heavenly Father. He will never release success before it's time, because premature elevation destroys what patience would have prepared. You might be in that frustrating middle ground where nothing seems to click. But what if you're just inches away from alignment? Because the truth is, this entire journey is layered, and because you're living inside it, you can't see the shape it's taking. But that doesn't mean it's not forming. Once that truth settles, there's only one thing left to do. Keep moving, try again, refocus, reset, pray to God. Your next breakthrough might not be months away. It could be the next step, or after 2 more trials. But the truth is, we may never know when your turn will come. But it's always safe to assume that He knows what He is doing and is in your best interest. And if you find yourself wondering about those who succeeded quickly, remember, not all of us share the same trajectory in life. God intends for each of us to walk a path uniquely crafted by His own hand, distinct, deliberate, and meaningful in ways we may not yet understand. That is His design. And when we resist it, when we rebel and try to force what isn't ours or rush what isn't ready, we don't just wander. We wage against His will. So surrender the illusion of control. Let Him move in you, shape you, lead you. Because anything built outside His timing will only crumble under its own weight. Make peace with that. Their success carries its own consequence, just as yours will carry its own weight and reward. And don't fall into envy. Envy is a lie because it shows you the harvest but hides the cost. It will make you mourn what you don't have, without asking what you're willing to sacrifice for it. You see the wealth, but are you willing to sell what they sold to get it? You see the fame, but are you willing to carry the shortcomings and pressure that comes with it? If the answer is no, then why are you letting comparison take place? Because here's the deeper truth. If you're not willing to do what they did, whether in discipline or in corruption, you have no business envying their results, nor you are to let them pressure you. Comparison is a scam. A faithful man doesn't envy what God gave to others, nor does he covet the gain of those who disobeyed to get ahead. He stays in his lane, puts in the work, while waiting patiently for the portion that has his name written on it. You run on God's timing, God's clock, not your friends, not the ones your parents measure you with. And in times like this, when you're feeling burdened by the pressure, there's nothing better than to lean on to God and talk to Him. Let the wisdom of your Father always ground you against the doubts from yourself and the world. Good and beautiful things take time. So be kind and gracious to yourself, and know everything comes in due time. And when it does, the world will call it overnight. But you and God will know it was years in the making. Let the world run its race. You're on kingdom time.